All right, guys, it's Hink here, and I have one for you today. You're going to want to stick around for this whole video because there is a new supplement, and I'm not even going to plug my own stuff, guys. I just mean for you to buy, and it is one of those game-changing supplements, and you need to know about it for, honestly, your overall health, but especially if you're doing any kind of PE or anything like that. It can literally be a game changer when it comes to the enlargement process. So we're going to be talking about this paper here. It's titled Erectogenic and Neurotropic Effects of Icarin and Purified Extract of Horny Goat Weed, okay? So guys, there's a supplement, it's called horny goat weed, but the actual effective component of it is called Icarin. At least that's how I'm going to pronounce it for this video. But it is magical, guys, so stick with me. So here are some of the important things that it does. Number one, it is literally a phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitor. So it literally has the same activity that something like Viagra or Cialis is. And interestingly enough, they actually have an engineered version of this that has 2 hydroxyethyl ethers, and it can increase the efficacy of this by over 80 times, guys. So it can literally be more effective than like Viagra, Cialis when you actually change some of the molecular components, but that's a side tangent. It's also been demonstrated to improve the actual nitric oxide expression in penile tissue. It improves the intracavernosal, so meaning like the pressure inside the penis, and especially that response to the nerve sending the signals to actually engorge for an erection. And guys, it can literally repair nerve damage. So a lot of my bros that are finding me because they know about all my like injury related stuff, this supplement is a game changer as well. So check out this quote here. It has been used successfully to ameliorate both castration-related and arteriogenic impairment of erectile function and decline in penile neurons and nitric oxide content in rodent models. So what it's saying is that it has reversed, even when you castrate, meaning remove any kind of testosterone, the testicles, and the erectile dysfunction that comes with that, it can literally reverse that, guys, and increase the actual neuron, the penile nerve tissue, nitric oxide expression, which is vital for erectile function. Guys, before we go any further, quick plug, my enlargement course is available. Guys, I break down the science. It's a real scientifically sound enlargement course taught by me one-on-one that is honestly very concise, easy to follow, and doesn't take much time. So if you're interested, the link is in the description. So guys, what they did is they had rats, and in one group they induced a nerve injury. They dissected the rat, found the nerve, the cavernosal nerve, and did a crush injury with this specific device that literally like crushes the nerves in that area. Then what they did is they actually, on those rats that had that nerve injury, they treated them with different concentrations of essentially the horny goat weed or the Icarin extract, specifically in this study, and evaluated them from there. Guys, what they found was consistent with all the background evidence that we already talked about. So treating the rats with the Icarin improved the intracavernosal pressure, it improved the nitric oxide representation, it improved smooth muscle content. So check out this quote, guys. We detected significantly higher NOS, nitric oxide expression, and smooth muscle content in the Icarin-treated rats relative to the untreated controls. You had better nerve function and nerve expression. So guys, this stuff is literally incredible, and this is all backed by enough. But speaking of dosing, this is where it gets a little tricky, guys. So when it comes to supplements, people like to sell you shit, okay? And just say you will buy it. You need to watch out for 2 things. Number one is proprietary blends, where they just say, here's our proprietary blend, and then it lists all these ingredients, but you don't know the actual concentration. So if any supplement ever has a proprietary blend, do not ever buy it, guys. It's not a good supplement by definition, okay? Specifically, when we're talking about horny goat weed, you need to look for the Icarin concentration and see what actual percentage of concentration there is. The key number is between 60 to, I would say, 100 milligrams of Icarin is what you are looking for on a daily basis if you're an average human. So if you're like a very, very large human, you could in fact take bigger doses. But you have to understand that even in this study, guys, they showed that actually lower doses of Icarin, meaning not insanely high doses, are actually more effective than the very high doses. So here's a quote from this paper, guys. In contrast to prior studies, our results suggest that very low doses of Icarin may be of similar or even greater efficacy than higher doses. So if you look at like examine.com, it'll say things in some studies even like up to 900 milligrams of the Icarin. Like that is way too much, and as shown in this study, it can be detrimental, okay? when you're actually looking at human studies, looking at the most effective dose, it's typically between 60 on the lower end and 100 milligrams on the higher end is what I can recommend. Some of these studies have actually shown that higher doses of the Icodrin can actually suppress your testosterone. Mechanism is a bit unclear, but it doesn't affect things like your LH or your FSH, so the actual signals in your brain, then you're specifically like your pituitary gland that stimulate your testicles to produce testosterone. So it's not through that pathway, but it is something to keep in mind. So guys, this has major injury recovery implications, okay? So if you're suffering from hard flaccid, this could, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, this is the magic pill, this is the cure you need. Even if you just buy the generic horny goat weed, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna try to tell you that. Do I think it could actually expedite your healing? Without it, that's literally what it's proven to do on this study, is literally help the neurons recover. And there's even things like you have like higher concentration of the ganglia of the actual like cells of the actual nerve tissue when you use horny goat weed, guys. So any of my bros out here that have any kind of nerve damage, hard flaccid, even sensitivity issues, you should really consider something like the horny goat weed supplement, because it's very good. So quick plug, I also literally developed NeuroShield or Shield with all the ingredients that actually help you with nerve recovery as well. So if you're interested with that, it's leviathansubs.com. But I'm not trying to just throw my crap at you guys. I'm just saying it's available if you want to support me. Important conclusions and takeaways here as far as my recommendations. Number one, okay, listen to this quote. Despite several important limitations, our study adds to the mounting evidence that Icodrin may play an important salubrious role with respect to maintenance of penile erectile function.
Check this out, though. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me, okay? Now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the sale.
I was like, salubrious? What does that mean? So here's what it means, guys. It just can be like of beneficial health. That's just so... That's such an academic thing to say, to put that in there. We're gonna use, don't use it makes it more healthy. Let's use salubrious. Yeah, let's use that. But anyways, guys, you know I get like caught up on guys that use like big fancy words to try to impress you. But anyways. So guys, it improves nerve function, it improves erectile function, it improves intercavernosal pressure, it improves smooth muscle concentration. Is horny goat weed possibly the goat of supplements? Get it? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So guys, what is my recommendation as far as what stack? So I think like two things you have to have in your regimen would, number one, be citrulline, okay? Of course, my Vigor is available on Amazon and on leviathansubs.com. I devised it specifically for this, but that's neither here nor there. But we're looking at 5,000 milligrams of citrulline at least. I would say twice a day. Once about 30 to 45 minutes prior to PE, and then also before bed. And then along with that, I would say somewhere around 100 milligrams of the Icodrin. I would say about an hour prior to your PE, or even an hour prior to bed, or right before bed, so it can help you recover. Once again, guys, if you want to support me and the literal supplements that I designed for this reason, Vigor is available for that reason, and our Fortitude supplement with the horny goat weed is in that, with the Icodrin in that. And I think I mentioned this already, guys, but you have to make sure that the horny goat weed you buy, it literally lists the actual concentration of Icodrin, because they could sell you some crap that is technically horny goat weed, but it has a very low concentration of the active ingredient. So just beware for that. So guys, please leave a like if you learned anything from this video. I really appreciate your support. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but remember, you are enough. Peace and love, guys. If you made it this far and you want to check out some of the things that I have to offer, so my course is available, so all the links are in the description. But my enlargement course, guys, it's selling like crazy. It is getting great recommendations, so I highly recommend it myself. If you need to reach me for either specific coaching or injury coaching, my Patreon is patreon.com/DocHink. You can, of course, join me on my subreddit r/Hink. And if you like my editor's work, Callie, and want to support him, you can get over 28K wallpapers if you just click a link and buy him a coffee. And all those links are in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.